wabarakatuh. I'm Ines Coria Vera. I'm from Natural Science Education C. In this video, I will explain about diabetes. Diabetes is so close, Indonesian ranks 6 in the world. In this article, it is explained that Indonesia ranks 6 in the world as the most diabetic. Is that true? To be sure, let's take a look at this video. Hello everyone! Do you know diabetes is a non-contagious disease class? Although it's not contagious, diabetes is a serious threat to global health. Then, what about diabetes in Indonesia? Indonesia is the sixth country in the world after China, India, United States, and Mexico with diabetes age 20 to 79 years old, about 10 million people. Then, who is at risk of developing diabetes? That is have a family history, are overweight, are over 45 years old, high blood pressure, lack of exercise, and like sweet food. It is clear that Indonesia in the sixth position in the world as the most diabetic sufferers. Then, how about a scientific explanation of diabetes? To find out, see my explanation. I will explain about diabetes from the perspective of biology, physics, and chemistry. In biology, diabetes mellitus is a chronic disease characterized by high blood sugar levels. Glucose is the main energy source for human body cells. Glucose that accumulate in the blood due to not being properly absorbed. In general, diabetes is divided into two types, namely type 1 and namely type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes occurs because the patient's immune system attracts and distorts the pathways called that produce insulin. This insulin is an increase in blood glucose level, resulting in the make to body organ. Type 1 diabetes is also known as accumulated diabetes. The track for the onset of this accumulated state are still not known with control. Type 2 diabetes is the more common type in diabetes. This type of diabetes is caused by the body cell become less sensitive to insulin, so the insulin produced cannot be used properly. About 5 food that cause diabetes to watch out for. Basically, the type of food that cause diabetes are food that can cause high blood sugar or interfere with insulin production in the body. First, food high in carbohydrate. Carbohydrates are an important source of energy for the body, but people who have diabetes risk factor should be careful about which food are the best source of the carbohydrate and adjust their portion. Food high in carbohydrate and low in fiber, such as fiber, rice, white bread, and pasta, are food that are actually digested by the body and turned into glucose more quickly, so they can cause peak in blood sugar and insulin. Second, source of trans and saturated fat. However, this type of food can increase cholesterol level in the blood and cause insulin resistance, triply increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes. Food then contains saturated and trans fat, including red meat, processed meat, butter, peanut butter, cheese creamer, high-fat meal, potato chip, cakes, and fast food. Sweet drinks. It is common knowledge that sweet drink with high sugar content can cause type 2 diabetes. Sugar, as it not know, can increase blood sugar levels and lead to insulin resistance. 4. Dried fruit and cocktail. Raisins contain more carbohydrate than fresh grapes. Apart from dried fruit, canned fruit and cocktail can also be a trigger for diabetes, which should be avoided or limited because they contain high sugar. Some cocktail products are even mixed with alcohol, which can also trigger diabetes. 5. Soft drinks, energy drinks, and alcohol. Soft drinks, energy drinks, and alcohol are less healthy to consume regularly because they can cause diabetes. The variety of drink cost is reported to increase blood sugar levels. Soft drink and energy drink are also loaded with fructose, which is often linked to insulin resistance and obesity. In physics, determination of blood sugar levels in diabetic through spectroscopic test of arsenone in saliva. In the body of people with diabetes, acenon accumulates in urine, breath, and saliva. Therefore, the determination of the concentration of acenon in saliva is believed to be able to determine a person's blood sugar levels. Many research from other countries have exampled the saliva content of humans. A researcher in the United States have interviewed a unique protein in the saliva fluid that can lead to medical diagnosis tests. As much as 20% of the protein concerned on saliva is so found in the blood. The hormone insulin interacts with cell membranes to distribute glucose. In physics, measuring blood sugar level using an optical method. The optical method using fiber optic bundles can be used to measure blood glucose level, which is indicated by difference in the value of power on the device with as depicted in the graph. And chemistry, several chemicals that can trigger diabetes. Diabetes is a disease that continues to increase every year globally, including in Indonesia. This disease is closely related to restriction and eating patterns that are not pleasant. Apart from the insect, some chemicals can also trigger the emergence of this non-communicable disease. What are some of them? First, arsenic. Arsenic is found in small amount in food ingredients and it's not lethal. Roast chicken, laid fish sauce of tuna, and fermented alcohol before sauce of wine and beer contain like most of arsenic. 2. BPA. BPA, bisphenol A, is a chemical used in production of plastic, which can interfere with the endocrine function and increase the risk of type 2 diabetes. Unfortunately, BIIPA is found in everyday plastic products such as bottles contains water pipes and everyday utensils such as laptop, cell phone, and so on. Third, polychlorinated biphenyl. Polychlorinated biphenyl are organic man-made chemicals known as agglomerated hydrobases. Or palette. This chemical compounds are found in many everyday objects from cosmetics to plastic tools. In Croatia, pallets have begun to again stand because there are various serious diseases of the type 2 diabetes, obesity, and heart disease. 5. Mercury. The 7 metals are inflammatory toxic that can cause distress and contribute to several health problems by taking a form of the various organic compounds. 6. Cadmium. Another heavy metal in the responsible for the increased diabetes rate in cadmium. 7. Pesticides. Increased awareness of pesticides toxic had influence of the popularity of organic products. And chemistry, harming substance can stimulate the formation of beta cells, a chemical that is scientifically contained in a number of plants is thought to be able to cause and reverse the condition of the disease. This harming chemical is the main ingredient of the psychoactive substance known as ayahuasca. After the discovery, the researchers found the main harming substance called receptor beta cell in the culture tissue. They then extract cells of human tissue into mice with diabetes and administer the harming substance.